Parcel Motel. I suppose for those of you outside of Ireland, you might not be familiar with Parcel Motel. It pretty much is what it says on the tin. It's a motel for your parcels. It's quite an ingenious idea, and I'll describe to you exactly how it works. So the problem's always been that you're in work all day, you're not at home, the company will not allow you to have deliveries delivered to the company, so you're stuck. You want to order something a little bit cheeky off Amazon, a bit of a gadget maybe a Mac Mini or an iMac or something that needs to be delivered, and you're not in, of course, which is a problem. Now, out of hours deliveries in Ireland are not that popular yet with couriers. I do believe you can get deliveries up to 6 o'clock, but you can't decide when it gets delivered, and I think it is possible to get deliveries on a Saturday, but again, it's a little bit, it's not consistent. So the idea with the Parcel Motel is they give you an address and a code. There's one for the Republic of Ireland, and there's one for up north as well, so you can get deliveries from the UK, and you can avail of free UK delivery. And basically, when it's received in their depot, whether it's the one up north or the one in Dublin, they notify you that it's arrived, and you basically have a local motel. They're basically an autonomous metal structure, a cabinet full of cupboards, if you like, quite secure. Found at a lot of different locations like petrol stations, and basically you have one of these assigned to your account. So I've got one just happens to be across the road from where I live, that is handy on the way home or the way to work. So the package will arrive in the depot, and then from there you'll be notified. And living in Dublin, it's pretty good. It arrives in my Parcel Motel normally within 24 hours, actually normally within 12 hours in most cases, and it usually arrives in the evening. So it's not too bad. And then I'm texted a code, and I go over to the Parcel Motel, type in my mobile number, and type in the PIN code, and alakazam, one of the little panel doors will open. And it works pretty well. Now, it's not cheap. It's just under €4 to receive a delivery. But if you get free delivery, say from the UK, that's not too bad. I think that's pretty reasonable. There are other sorts of limitations, which you can probably imagine. I think the insurance is only €100. So obviously, if there's some damage onto the Parcel Motel, potentially, you could be at a loss. It stays in there for up to 48 hours, which I think is pretty reasonable. A couple of times, though, I've found myself on a business class flight out of the country or something like that at short notice. I've not been able to pick it up within the 48 hours. I am a very busy guy, and in that scenario, it goes back to the depot, and then a few days later, they'll try again with no extra costs, which I thought was quite nice. And I've sort of been a bit lazy and availed of that service in the past. I've not had the opportunity to get to Parcel Motel at my local petrol station. There's also another sort of limitation, is that it has to fit into the Parcel Motel. So there's 3 different types of storage lockers. A very small one, as opposed to things like DVDs and books and things like that. A medium-sized one, which would probably fit something the size of an Argus catalogue, or maybe half a dozen King Charles I Bibles, or maybe a couple of Argus catalogues. And then there's a bigger one, which is it's way bigger, probably the size of a it's a rectangular type shape that's quite large anyway. So there is a problem. If your package is so large, then it will not fit in the receptacle. If you've got something that's pretty massive, you can still have it delivered. It's delivered to the depot as per normal, but instead of it being delivered to the Parcel Motel where it doesn't fit, you can go and pick it up at the depot itself, and it's quite nice. I actually had a recent experience of this when I ordered some things, shall we say. I don't really want to go into detail what the things were, but it came in quite a large box. And well, the large box was never going to fit in the Parcel Motel, so I got a message, a PIN code as well as per usual, to go to the depot. And it was quite nice because I went up to the depot, and it literally was like a warehouse with the front end of a Parcel Motel. So I typed in my mobile number and I put in the PIN code, and I got a little ticket. And a few minutes later, a nice young man came out carrying my package. And to be honest, it was smaller than I expected, but it was still way bigger than would have fitted in the Parcel Motel. And there's no extra fee for me collecting it, so I picked it up and off I went and carried on my business. But it's a nice idea, I think. You can get it delivered to an address if the parcel's big. They will do that service, but that is a chargeable service, so I don't really see the point, the viability of doing that. So, but all in all, it's pretty good. And there's another nice little feature I don't think many people avail of, but you can send parcels. So it's possible to send a parcel as a return address of a catalogue company or wherever, or Amazon. You can return it through the system, but you can also send parcels to another Parcel Motel user at fairly reasonable rates, and it's normally delivered within a couple of days. And obviously within Dublin it's quicker. If it has to go down the country, then you do find it's an extra few days. But again, it's a fantastic service, and for me, the busy executive, who, I think I said before, I work quite hard and I have long working days, but it is really nice to avail of that service.